Okay, so we have a minor setback, and I think it was one we all really saw coming. So I'm truly not that surprised. But I asked some pretty direct questions in my last video, and the answers came pretty quick. So let's just go ahead and jump right in and get started. A few things I want to discuss in this message and from the devs, and hopefully I can give you all a little different perspective. So I know how difficult change can be when you already felt promised something. So hear me out on this. So they state that just over a year ago, a 4-person team set out to create a low-budget boxing game with the release of Q4 this year. They have since gained additional backing and funding, tripled their team size, and linked up with 1024. Now, this is something I alluded to in my previous video, is that this game has been in development for not quite a long time at all. And the amount of progress that they have made shows just the amount of work the developers are actually putting into this title. So for me, I don't really doubt their ability to deliver on everything that they are really telling everybody that they want to deliver. Secondly, I want to put into perspective that what was supposed to be a low budget game is now being touted by the devs as an expected AAA title. So a AAA title, and I'm gonna give you all kind of a rough estimate for team size here, but 13 members is extremely small. The size of a team can be determined on the importance of the game, but you can see teams anywhere in the range of about 40 to 200 members, sometimes even larger, especially when you're talking about big games like a Grand Theft Auto or an Assassin's Creed, just to point out a few titles. So with a team that small and a goal that high that they currently have set, I would not expect an update on a release date until they have a clear path to the end of completion. And I do not blame them for that, because you don't want to make promises that you really can't keep. So not to mention COVID-19 and lockdown has stalled numerous projects and events all year. And as this pandemic seems to be on the rise again and Christmas only a few weeks away, I say it's safe to say the production speed will be down to a crawl, if not even a complete halt for the next few weeks. Now, I had concern about how quiet the devs had gotten over the past few weeks. And from this message, I believe we actually have our answer now. Now, something critical that I wanted to point out is the fact that they pointed out that there are areas that still require improvement. This means a couple of things. So the devs are hopefully applying a great attention to detail while getting the mechanics for what hopefully ends up being the best boxing experience ever, right? Secondly, they have heard the criticism about the speed and the look of the punches in the previous released alpha movement trailer. Now, they state that nothing was final, and as we know, the punches were just placeholders to show off the movement. So the devs have heard the community's concerns, which is a great thing. It's in the development of a game, having developers that are constantly taking good and negative feedback from the community can only serve to make your game better. So shout outs to them. So in my previous developer questions video, where I asked the folks over at Steel City some questions about current and last gen system releases, they let me know that the primary focus was on PC and current gen. So as of now, per this message, it seems as though that plan has not changed. Although I do expect with the extra time of development that we will start hearing more about the next gen, so PS5, Xbox Series releases. Now, I am going to make a pretty early prediction here and say because of how quickly this game has moved and the support it has gotten over the past year and the leap in developmental growth, we will be hearing about a simultaneous release of PC, current gen, and next gen consoles. It really only makes sense. And if it were my team, that's actually the goal that I would be shooting for, to make sure that I got this game into as most hands as I could. Now, the features being released, what is projected for early access is quite a lot. Of course, not everything. Big takeaways is the box to share feature, full customization, and version 2 of the mechanics, which I'm putting a big question mark next to, because what we have seen so far in the realm of mechanics could really only be the tip of the iceberg. And I know my imagination can kind of stretch, but I would love to see even deeper mechanics than what they have already shown. So what questions don't we have answered? Most notably, we don't have a new projected date, which means the wait for sure continues. But that's okay. Look, I was one of the suckers that pre-ordered EA's Anthem, then on release day got a completely broken mess. So I, being a huge part of this sport, can wait for a completed product. All I asked for at the end of my previous video was clarity on whether we would reach the projected time frame. We know that now, and shout outs to Steel City for getting that information out so quickly. So that's all we really have for now. Let me know how you feel in the comments below. Are you upset at the delay? Are you okay with it? And what concerns do you still have? Let's continue to have these conversations, because they are clearly watching. So please like and subscribe to the Coach's Corner, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.